This is the Flash from the past. Let's go. So I watched this with my mom, my mom's partner, and my sister because before we sort of watched this, um, we did the London James Bond sort of thing where you basically go around London and you look around and you go, oh, here's this, scan this, do this. And some of the things were legitimately clever in that whole thing. I loved it. I thought it was a good outing. I think we went with one of my sister's friends as well, uh, because she came here from America, and then it was like, oh, do you want to come? It was overall fun. I think it was a good time, not including this, but afterwards we're like, oh, because we did a James Bond like day, why do we end it with a James Bond film? Which is why we're here. Obviously, there was a whole thing with the system, but that's besides the point. I liked it. I'm going to talk about more spoilery stuff, but I think overall the story is really good. Some of the stuff I feel like has aged pretty decently because this is an older film. But some of it, like, I could see because I'm like, okay, like, they used miniatures for this one, or they did this. Some of the green screen didn't hold up that great. But yeah, that's to be fair. It's pretty decent still and pretty not that bad. But yeah, obviously, I'm not going to be like, I could do it better, but just pointing out, pointing out. So yeah. So yeah. One of the major things with this is they have the beginning scene and then his partner sort of has the situation and somewhat dies. And this whole thing is about then he has this whole evil situation and doing this insane thing of like doing these stealing while sort of like setting up this insane weapon, which I think is called GoldenEye, which is essentially a weapon that essentially sends. They have two of them, and there's this big missile that goes to a place and then blows it up, which is insane. And it's about trying to get control over it, which is a cool idea for being like the threat isn't like, oh, here's something that we have, here's a heist plan, here's like this deadly disease. Nope, it's a big missile, and we're gonna fire it. And it's like, okay, what the fuck? Because legitimately, a lot of people could have died, and it could have caused worse. Which I know you could say the same thing for like diseases or viruses, and fair. But with the controls, I think it's just a fun idea of like missile. And the idea that, oh shoot, it's not just doing the problem with, and then they have death. I would assume that if the missile is fired during this time, which I think is the Cold War, that's not a good idea because that could cause problems entirely, and it could snowball to something worse. But yeah, overall, I think this type of film I think is enjoyable and definitely fun. And besides small details with the green screen, it's mostly held up pretty well because you still have like uh, Halle Berry, which I think is one of the best M's, doing the whole lines about like, oh, you're a fossil and all of this stuff about like him being sort of a quote unquote womanizer, which I feel like they at least point out. I think is interesting, definitely for the time. So yeah, I don't have it with me because I have this book. I've read this book. I can't find it, but this should be on like the 24th. So hopefully I have it by this point. But if not, I'm still gonna do this. It's really fun. I like it. I hope you enjoy. And good night. Also, if I do find it, I will use a better image than just Google. But yeah, good night.